Hey everyone, this video today is to share with you this most common nutrient disease that's affecting 1 in 3 women. This week has been one of those awareness weeks. The 26th of November actually is really about celebrating and creating awareness around, people taking charge of their health by looking at their iron stores. Now, iron deficiency is something that's so overlooked. There are many ailments, obviously, that can come in our body, but 1 in 3 women are suffering from this. I want to share with you what my symptoms were. I've had this not once, but twice. I've had anemia. And one of the things that I really remember, I actually remember it more the second time I knew it was back. But the second time I knew that I needed to check was because I had these stairs on the way to work that I would walk up. And I mean, I kind of was like, oh God, the stairs are coming. But at the same time, me being me was like, okay, yay. Great chance to get some extra exercise in, get the lunges in. But I noticed how these stairs were becoming so much more harder, and I was dreading it so much more every day because it was really just taxing on my energy stores. The other thing that I noticed was I was freezing all the time. Now, I'm clearly designed for the tropics, and to be honest with you, I am the only person that I know that has to walk directly in the sun all the time in Singapore. But it was becoming unbearable. And the other thing I was always really aware of at that time was that I wasn't fully absorbing all the nutrients from my foods. That was already something I was looking at in my digestion, because I was finding that after I'd eaten, I was really hungry still afterwards. So that's a common sign for me that I'm not getting everything from those foods that I'm eating. So these were the things that were symptoms for me. But I want to tell you that there are so many more. So hair loss is a common one. Pregnant women really need to look out for this, because your iron stores really need to be topped up, because you're now going to be giving your iron to your baby. And the thing is, the fetus is going to be consuming and depleting you of your iron stores, because that baby is not going to be getting its own iron until it's going to be consuming its own whole foods. Other common people that suffer from it are athletes or people that work out a lot, because as you can imagine, you're really depleting your body therefore of all of its minerals, and if you're not getting that balance and that being brought back into your body, it's easy to get depleted. Also, if you have heavy menstrual periods including clots, this could be something to really watch out for. So you can see that there are some really key groups that also are at risk, and various signs. I want to just say to you that another common sign is cravings for ice and cravings for dirt, because the body will give you signs of cravings when it's really missing a certain nutrient or mineral that it needs. So it might sound a bit strange, I know, ice or dirt, but the body's pretty clever. And of course, not forgetting that age-old fatigue. If you're just feeling drained all the time, or I even remember in my workouts, I'm like, I've just not got that energy to put into my workouts anymore. These are really common signs. So if you're suffering from any of this, or if you do fall into those groups, what I really want you to do is this. I want you to book in with your nearest functional medicine doctor. You'll probably know I always recommend functional medicine doctors, because in Western medicine, we're not really training Western medicine doctors, especially when most of them were trained, over 7 years ago, to really look into the root cause of the symptom. The training there is more about looking at the symptom and making the recommended pharmaceutical drug. Whereas with functional medicine, the training really is about connecting the dots between lifestyle, symptoms, and things that we see in our tests. So if you don't have a functional medicine doctor already, I would really recommend that you look at the Institute of Functional Medicine, ifm.com, and there you can actually search by postcode. So then you can get your nutritional markers tested, and one of those should definitely be your iron stores. So the best way to test for any iron deficiency is actually to test for serum ferritin levels. Now, I'm always conscious, which is why I recommend functional medicine doctors, not to try to meet the average in these scores, in any of your test scores. But a great functional medicine doctor will be able to really test that and connect the dots with everything else, the symptoms, and of course what's happening in your lifestyle. Then we move on to recommendations. Now, supplements are one of the most common recommendations when you go to the normal GP. And the truth is, I'm not a big fan of that because, you know, supplements do have their, you know, their benefits, of course, but with a lot of the supplements for iron, they can cause constipation. And another thing is that, you know, by the time that the body breaks that down and it gets to the body, really the level of iron that you're actually getting might not be enough to top up your stores. So one of the most highly recommended ways is actually the iron infusion, so intravenous iron. And that is the method that I used. I'm based in Singapore, so I go to the Iron Suites, and it's a fantastic, amazing clinic. They're highly educated. They really want to care about making sure people are going through that support and that education that people need. And so they've really supported me on my journey with this. And, you know, the great thing about the infusion is that your iron stores are topped up immediately. So you're going to feel effects potentially within an hour. Within an hour was when I started to already notice that, you know, my energy levels are changing. So that's pretty effective, right? And you know, they can keep in touch with you, so they can get monitored, you know, weeks after. I mean, I remember having callback service to check how my energy levels were, you know, a couple of weeks after I'd had the infusion. So this is the type of service. Now, I've been there twice, so over the last 3 years. So this is something to really be conscious about. But like I'm saying, ladies, 1 in 3 women are suffering from this. So if you are showing any of those symptoms, it's definitely recommended that you get the test done. So if you'd love to know more, if I can help you on any questions that you have on this, please do leave me a comment below. I'd love that you've definitely got someone that's going to be here to support you on your journey today. Take care.